What inspired you to seek out a career as a musician?
What made me start rapping is, number one, my dad is actually a current rapper, but he used to rap back in the day. And me being a kid and seeing him like play his music in the car and actually listening to it, it inspired me in a way because, you know, you're inspired by your parents. Also, my mom, when she was in high school, she directed plays for her high school. She wrote plays, she wrote poems. She used to rap after school in a group of people and spitting freestyles and stuff like that. So I have very talented parents. Also, my uncle, he raps too. I just remember being inside his room all the time, and he used to freestyle and throw beats on. And I was just so amazed how he would put together words and stuff like that. So it really inspired me to start. And then when I started listening to music, I started listening to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Drake. And then my mom put me on Tupac. So that's what got me into the craft. And what made me love it even more is that when I started writing deeper messages into my songs, I would get messages from people saying that it helped them out. And that's when I was introduced to the power of music and that my words can actually affect how someone feels that day or change their outlook on life. So that's why I continue to do what I'm doing, and that's what made me start. All right, so my first question is, what's your biggest dream and what do you hope to accomplish in life?
My ultimate dream would have to be eternal happiness, just being happy and being at peace with myself, just enjoying my life and being grateful for everything that is given to me. And that's my ultimate dream. The biggest goal that I want to accomplish, I want to fix this broken world that we live in. I know there can't be a perfect utopian society. That is great in theory, but that cannot work out. But I do want to fix a lot of the stuff that is broken in this world and try to make it a better place. My main focus would have to be for Black people. I want our lives to be extremely better. I want us to be able to live in peace and be happy and live our lives without fear of being targeted or killed. So that's my goal. What is your writing process like? How do you push through having writer's block?
My writing process is pretty unique. I can write in a room full of people. I can write in a room by myself. I can write in the dark. I can think the whole rap and memorize the rap, but it's all based off of how I'm feeling at the moment. I write music based on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling down one day, I'll write a track displaying how I feel. If I'm feeling happy, I'll write a song with an upbeat tempo. And if I'm looking at the world and seeing something that I don't like, I might write a song from someone else's perspective, or write about a tragedy, or write about something that's going on in my community. Most of the time, if I just sit down long enough and really think to myself, everything that I need to say just spills out onto the paper. It just writes by itself, and I just keep on going and going and going. All right, so my second question is, when did you write your first poem and why do you think you did?
I wrote my first poem for an English project, and it was alright, I guess. I have it hanging on my wall because I kind of like it. It was the first poem I wrote that I actually felt something when writing it. My first real poem that I was actually very, very proud of, I wrote it January of my sophomore year. My mom was very proud of me for that poem, which made me really happy. So yeah. I think I wrote my first poem because I was feeling really trapped at that moment of my life. I was really in a bad mental state, so I felt like, hey, let me write this stuff down and see if I'll feel better writing it down. And then I turned it into a poem. So yeah, 2 poems actually. I didn't share the other one, that's private, but. Do you ever have doubts that you will not succeed, not only as a rapper, but in life?
Okay, there are many doubts when you're trying to become a musician because a million other people are trying to do it the same way you're trying to do it, or if not, they have help from other people or more resources than you actually have. So it's really easy to get caught up in, oh man, I can't do that, or looking up at your favorite artist and saying, I can never do that. It's really easy to, because you see other people around you quitting it's really easy to give up on yourself. So I've had doubts about rapping, mostly because the genre of rap that I'm into is not really popping right now. But the genre of rap that I'm into, it lasts the test of time. It's music that you can listen to a million years from now and it will still hit your heart. And thoughts about life, um, I feel like every teenager has the same thoughts around this time. I'm 16 in 11th grade. So um, obviously those thoughts of, oh man, I need to start working, or I need to prepare for the future, and oh man, what am I going to do after high school? All those thoughts, and then mix that with teenage emotions and things that you want to do, it's really easy to doubt yourself and your dream and life. But you just got to keep on pushing and realize that your parents went through the same thing, their parents went through the same thing, but they got past that stage. So just stay hopeful. And yeah. So of course I have those doubts, but gotta keep your head up. Third question: what do you hope to accomplish in writing poetry?
What I hope to accomplish with poetry, I want people, my readers, to put themselves in my shoes, put themselves in my position and how I feel about certain issues, especially as a Black woman. With my words, I want to, like I said, I want to change this world. I want to use my words. You know, I don't want to have to use force, but sometimes it goes to that. But for the most part, with my poetry, I not only want to find inner peace, of course, with me, but I want to help the world. What is the best advice that you were ever given? What is the best advice that you could give?
The best advice that I've gotten is from my mom, and my mom is one of the best, or if not the best person on the planet. My mom told me that basically, if you can think it, then it can happen. The meaning behind that is the first person who thought of making a car, they looked around and seen people on horses, they saw people on bikes and quick transportation, and they had it in their mind that they were going to make something that can move you at a quick pace at the tap of a pedal. And I guarantee you, when he or she came up with that idea, people looked at him like they were crazy. But if they think it, if you can think it, then you can literally do it. If I say I want to go to the moon, it's been done before. You can do it. So my mom gave me that advice, so I always hold on to that and say, if I want to be up there with the greats, I just have to work hard to do it. And the best advice that I can give to somebody, and I live by this quote, is that dreams don't work unless you do. You can have the smartest mind in the world. And you can dream to be an astronaut, you can dream to be a doctor, but if you don't sit down and put in the work, then it won't work out. So I always say that to myself, that if you want to be who you want to be in life, you can't sit down when other people are sitting down. You have to do the opposite of what they're doing. So if someone's taking a break that day, you're working that day. If they're asleep at this time, you're up at that time working towards your dreams. So dreams don't work unless you do. Fourth question is, who is your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspirations, I have to say, would be all the Black women before me, whether they're my direct ancestors or not. They've been through so much. They're so powerful. I can't imagine. Being a Black woman is really hard. And as my mom, pushing through so the adversities, it's just, they're superheroes. And so my inspirations are Black women, all Black women. What do you hope to accomplish with your voice?
I hope to accomplish a lot with my voice. And I think because I put in so much work and really focus on what I want to really change inside the world, that it can definitely happen. If I sit down and write a song and I post it to Instagram and somebody texts me and they say that they were having a rough time in their life and they were considering doing something to themselves, and they say that I helped them in any type of way, that gives me the most energy in the world to keep on doing what I'm doing, because that means I'm helping people. What I hope to accomplish with my voice is to help as many people as I can, to have people believe that they can do anything they want to do, and obviously becoming who I want to be, there's a lot that comes with it. There's money and fame and friends and fake friends and stuff like that. But I know I'm the type of person to really focus on the mission and try to accomplish it the best way I can. Fifth and final question, if you could travel back in time 5 years, what advice would you give yourself?
If I could travel back in time 5 years and meet myself, I would tell 6th grade Randi to stay true to herself and to not care what other people think, because you're amazing. I would tell her, don't try to conform to the standards of the world. Don't try to change yourself for anybody. Stay true to yourself. I would tell her that nobody's opinion matters, only yours.